Hi everyone, this is Mike Gordon. Welcome to a perfect playthrough of Jeopardy for Sega Genesis. One of the last games, if not the last game we would ever get for the Sega Genesis at the time. Let the guy talk, and choosing the default options across the board. And I'm Mike Gordon, so I'm gonna just go with Mike. Any of the action buttons acts as the buzzer, but in addition, A confirmed A.
Here are the categories.
A types, B deletes, and C confirms. And here are the categories here. And I'm good here. I'm basically going to answer every question. What's the name for 500? That's from the couplet of its founder's name with the Latin word for trees. And that would be... I'm trying to think, what was it? Pennsylvania. Alright, what is Pennsylvania?
You are correct.
Yeah, this could have been done much better, I would think. What's the name? This fort? Saying not being a beam forest, its first name implies... This is a strange one, but it's who is Fabian?
You are correct.
And then go with 300 Princess in Hebrew, or that's Sarah. Sarah Lee? Or the Lee nobody doesn't like. I don't know who Sarah Lee is. But Princess in Hebrew is Sarah.
You are correct.
Get used to hearing that. Mary. Who is Mary? If only these letters were not just strewn about like that. Rodney. Who is Rodney? So I just wanted something short and easy. Not a lot of inputs.
You are correct.
And funny for 100. Who is Garfield? Yeah, that's easy enough.
You are correct.
So, anyways, I'm just stocking up on videos to do perfect playthroughs on. And who is Nancy? So, counting this one,
You are correct.
I have 5 perfect playthroughs already lined up. I'm about to publish one as we speak. Steve Cannon died. Milton Caniff? Who is Milton Caniff? Creator of Steve Canyon. But by the time this perfect playthrough gets uploaded, I will probably have a there will probably be a lot more perfect playthroughs on the horizon.
You are correct.
Trust me, I've got something big planned in the coming months. Literally. Vermin Croc. Who's Vermin Croc? Jeez, I really hate this interface. I really do.
You are correct.
And Funnies for 500? Who are High and Lewis? This was very, very confusing. And I kind of realized my mistake right there. I need to space them out. They made another mistake. Gotta remember the spaces.
You are correct.
Again, they could have easily have found a better way at sorting out the digits so we don't have to go all across the board all the time. What is Death Valley? Did not know that there was a golf course in Death Valley.
You are correct.
Don Larson. Who is Don Larson? The only man to pitch a perfect game in the World Series. I don't even think I was able to pull that off during my perfect playthrough of Tommy Lasorda Baseball.
You are
Yeah, that's
correct.
how you spell Larson. And for 300, it's gonna for shoot that skeet. It's called skeet shooting, which is kind of redundant since you're basically calling the sport shoot shooting. Probably should just call it skeeting. And the only reason why this perfect playthrough takes so long is
You are
because of
correct.
the interface. It's awful. It is awful. Alright, who is Anne? Princess Anne.
You are correct.
What is wrestling? Just had to see Andre the Giant's name on there, I knew it was wrestling. I guess you could say Roddy Piper as well, but Andre the Giant confirmed it.
You are correct.
And, John Rolfe was Pocahontas' second love, according to Pocahontas 2, so the answer is Pocahontas. That one was a little trickier because I was thinking something else,
You are
but
correct.
no, John Rolfe was the love interest in Pocahontas too. So there you go. Who is Windsor? George Windsor the Fifth. I've seen the King's Speech. That's how I know that one.
You are correct.
I have no idea how I honestly should not know this one. It's Sukarno. Who is Sukarno? I only know it because I was able to pause the emulator.
You are correct.
That and the questions and the answers remain static. Who are Julius and Ethel? Yeah. Stumbled upon a Quora question about that recently. So that's how I know it's Julius and Ethel.
You are
And,
correct.
and the next And the next famous name, daughter of a Confederate captain. My my sister Amy was in the Girl Scouts, so I knew this from her. It's Juliet Lowe.
You are correct.
And 500, it's coldest, most northern desert in the world. That's Gobi. Or I think Gobi.
You are
I don't
correct.
know where Gobi is though. I don't know where it is. I just know that's Gobi. Botany for 500. Uh, what's a cactus? No, because cactuses have
You are
spines,
correct.
so the spineless strip clued me into it. Japanese dwarf trees is bonsai! That's the name, bonsai. What's a bonsai? And
You are
teach it
correct.
mimic, and it will eventually evolve into Sodowudo. Artist famous for her paintings of the deserts of the American Southwest. Who's Georgia O'Keeffe? I believe I've seen some of her paintings, so that's pretty much how I know that it's her.
You are correct.
Desert for 300. Greek for fertile land. Buildings are built around, but not on one of these watering spots. What's an oasis?
You are correct.
Bonnie? Some music. A white flower, that would. A white alpine flower, that would be an Edelweiss. What's an Edelweiss? Yeah, we
You
were
are
really
correct.
big on Jeopardy during the 90s. Yeah, I definitely watched Jeopardy as a kid. I was more in tune with the sounds and beeps and whatnot, and the music. What was Bonnie? Who's George Washington Carver? The worst answer I could actually put on, the worst possible answer to put on, since I basically need to use up every single space available to answer this. Jeez. Why does the interface have to be so bad?
You are correct.
And does it for 200? Lowest point figured in Ronald Reagan's career. This is a very odd answer, but the question is, what is Death Valley? I'm guessing this is supposed to be a reference to Ronald Reagan's filmmaking career, but Ronald Reagan was also the president of the United States.
You are correct.
And you can actually argue that the low point of his presidency is probably the immigration bill he put on. Types of these include Old Man, Hedgehog, and Barrel. What's a cacti? What
You
are
are correct.
cacti? And the last question is a daily double. I think you can. It pretty much goes without saying what the conditions for a perfect playthrough are. It's to get all the questions right. I'm gonna wager all my money here. But it's to answer every question correctly and to max out your money. Flower name for botanist Sanders Dahlia. Flower is called a dahlia.
You are
Like
correct.
Black Dahlia, the movie and the book. Really good movie and really good book, all things considered.
Double Jeopardy.
Double Jeopardy.
Here are the categories.
Cities, the Bible, the New World, country music, inventions, fish. And I'm good here. Some of these are kind of tricky. Pause for a minute, decide to go for the hardest questions first this time. After its destruction, the Third Punic War, the Romans sowed salt on this site. Wait, what is this? What is Carthage? What was Carthage? City of Carthage. Destroyed by the Romans during
You
the
are
Third
correct.
Punic War. I took a course on ancient history, Western history, a year ago. Last Supper was an observation of this Jewish holiday was the Passover. That's a very easy $1,000 question. Passover. Passover is the Jewish holiday,
You are
and the
correct.
Last Supper, rechristened the Lord's Supper, is based off of the Passover. Is rooted in the Passover. And New World English in the name of the Duke of this, what seat and call it Manhattan? Sees Manhattan from the Dutch. What is York? The Duke of York. That's how that's how the
You are
city and the
correct.
state of New York got its name from. So, what is York? She met her husband, Carl Dean, at a laundromat on her first day in Nashville in 1964. Who is Dolly Parton? Oh, she's the one with the huge assets.
You are correct.
I mean, huge bouncy assets. Really nice. He invented the Polaroid camera, introduced in 1947. A really hard one, but the answer is, who is Edwin Land? I don't recall that ever owning another game
You are
show
correct.
game for the Genesis, but we actually were quite big on Monopoly as well. The bluefin is the largest species of this food fish. What is tuna? A bluefin is a tuna.
You are correct.
And we're basically just going to go through all the categories here. Herbivores, omnivores, or carnivores? Most fish are this. What are carnivores? They mostly eat other fish, or krill and stuff. Not a lot of herbivores, not a lot of omnivores. The waters of the world are very dangerous habitats for all
You are
manner of
correct.
life. Everything eats everything. Fish for 600. Both of these move to topside as the adult flounder matures. What are the eyes? Flounder from The Little Mermaid is a flounder. That's going to be very, very odd to see in live action.
You are correct.
Frankly, I have no desire to see it. I believe this sense leads spawning salmon back to the same stream where they hatched. What is smell? Their smell. Not really sure how
You are
that works
correct.
since they're underwater, but I guess it's really just instincts. What is Sardinia? What is Sardinia? Just kind of have to use common sense with that
You are
one.
correct.
Inventions for 200. Who is Benjamin Franklin? And that's another long one. Sorry about that. All the fish ones were quick and easy.
You are correct.
Alright, inventions for 400. 20 over 2,000 people riding at the same time? Ferris. The Ferris wheel is pretty much the only ride I can think of that can actually hold that many people. So I'm gonna go with Ferris wheel. Wonder if that particular Ferris
You are
wheel's still
correct.
standing. Probably the only reason to go to Chicago at this point. That and the museum. Edison suggested it be used to record phone calls, and that would be a phonograph. What is the phonograph? And man, the horrors. Some of these
You are correct.
suggestions and recommendations. Oh, the untold horrors. First found issue to more than one person went to hell hunt and singer for this. What is the sewing machine?
Sorry.
That guy ended up buzzing before I could, so that's how. That's how that happens. Luckily, we only lost a couple seconds from one of the contestants being a dumbass. There's a sewing machine. Oh, okay, this one
You
is
are correct.
actually kind of a hard one. Country music for 800. He grew up to sing Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. Now I get what the Robot Chicken reference was supposed to be, but who is Willie Nelson? I think the Robot Chicken skit was black people no longer grow up to be
You are
cowboys,
correct.
which is completely random. But it is on September. Pedro declared this country's independence from Portugal. What is Brazil?
You are correct.
And yep. And I'm going with country music here. In 1958, the first country music Grammy was awarded to this. And the answer is Tom Dooley. What is Tom Dooley?
You are correct.
Yeah, again, I basically got all the answers in advance. Discoverer of South America's. What's Cabeza de Vaca? Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation, but I think it is pronounced Cabeza de Vaca. Cabeza de Vaca. Yeah, I'm a big stickler for pronunciation. If I get it wrong, I will try to correct myself if possible.
You are correct.
Sometimes the things that roll off the tongue, I can't get to roll off the tongue. February 6, 1952, she was proclaimed Queen of Canada. Who is Queen Elizabeth II? And use the two eyes for the second too as well. Not sure how much of a stickler Jeopardy is with your answers, so I'm not taking any chances. I almost wrote down
You are correct.
two, and that could have been disastrous. Or as one member of the Goldwing would say, disasterific. It's where singer Garth Brooks has friends. Uh, what are low places?
You are correct.
Country music for 200? She never bothers removing the price tag from her hat. Who is Minnie Pearl? But other game shows I watched at the time were stuff like Wheel of Fortune and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which I think came a little later. I even watched some Weakest Link and some Who Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? So I did not read the question, but the answer is, what is Louisiana? A south-claimed Lower Mississippi country for Louis XIV. It's Louisiana.
You are correct.
You are correct. Jesus catered a dinner for thousands with some loaves of bread and a few of these. This is not the Last Supper, by the way. But the answer is fish. I believe this is meant to be like a parable, like a real-life parable, where some people were busy getting ready and they missed their shot to attend the feast. Both Joseph in the Old Testament and Jesus in the New Testament were sold for silver. What is silver? It's either gold or silver, but the answer is silver.
You are correct.
Guess that's the reason why his father happened to be Joseph. Also happened to be named Joseph. He was a harp player as well as a giant killer. He was David. These Bible questions are all easy. The giant killer of the Bible, David and Goliath. David killed Goliath. Joseph and Jesus one's a little tricky. But it was either going to be gold or silver. You can set up the Choo-Choo Hilton in the Tennessee town. What is Chattanooga? Chattanooga. What is Chattanooga? Sorry if I mispronounced that. I think it's Chattanooga or Chattanooga. But please feel free to correct me. Sea cities named for a Pro Football Hall of Fame. What is Canton? Don't pay attention to China, but it's Canton.
You are correct.
Hall of Fame makes it clear that you're going to Canton. Batman and Superman would fit right in on the streets of this South African capital. What is Cape Town? Because the pun. The Cape puns. Unfortunately, there are no capes allowed. No capes!
You are correct.
By the way, I skipped the two $800 questions because they're both daily doubles. Trying to max out my money, my moolah. And I'll do it easily. How much do you wish to wager? I'm just gonna double up. Simon Bolivar was born and buried in this capital, Venezuela. I only know this through cheating, but the answer is Caracas. Again, I got all the answers advanced.
You are correct.
Check the spelling. It was... don't want to spell Caracas. And another daily double, back to back. And the Bible ones are always easy. How much do you wish to wager? And I kind of realized that you kind of cap off at 99999, so I just decided to just leave a space available. The 12 tribes of Israel were named for his sons. Who was Jacob? Jacob had two names, Jacob and Israel.
You are correct.
And the sons of Israel would become the the 12 tribes of Israel, with the Levites becoming the priest tribe, and then Joseph's 2 sons becoming 2 of the remaining tribes. I forgot to check the category. Radio heroes. He usually drove the Black Beauty. I'm only gonna wager 9. Who is Katos? Or Kato, sorry.
No, the correct response.
And because nobody else has anything, I'm the only one to answer, so I wagered 9. And I capped off. I got all the answers, and I maxed out my money. So that's it for the perfect playthrough of Jeopardy. A very easy one to get a perfect playthrough on, provided that, well, with a save state anyways. I reckon if you played with a proper Sega Genesis, this would be pretty tough to do. You basically need to record all the answers. Well, in advance, and that requires a lot of... And that would probably require playing this game a ton. And I mean a ton. For sure I would not be surprised if there was a walkthrough or something online somewhere. I'm gonna check. Jeopardy game facts. Look it up. Alright, I'm just 1993. Alright, so there is actually no walkthrough for this game, which is a shame. Anyways, that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to keep... If you like what you see, hit a like and subscribe, and I'll continue posting perfect playthroughs. I got a really big project planned in the works, so stay tuned. With all that said, this is Mike Gordon, signing out.